of the Arts. He's a published author with Press 53 right here in the building. So would you please welcome to the stage Joe Mills.
I think that may have been my favorite part of the day, just the line, Joe Mills, the things he does. It's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like that. But you know, introductions are weird, and you talk to people and you gotta ask them questions, and I have a system that would be much better. And I get it from the wine industry. This is called Introductions Made Easy. If only people wore labels, their foreheads clearly displaying their appellation, their varietal, their alcohol content. Think of the time it would save. We could cut out the small talk, the where are you from and what do you do? Appropriate pairings would be more obvious. We might know if they met government standards. And we would have a better idea who might improve with age and who we should enjoy right now. And then once you had the label, you could just wear it and you wouldn't have to say, I forgot your name and what's your name again and all of that. It would be great. I'm really kind of somewhat fascinated with labels, and I had a friend recently, he had a death in the family and he had to take care of a lot of the situation, and they were cremated, and the urn arrived and he looked at it and the urn said, caution, cremation is irreversible. And I was like, okay, if we needed to know that. So I think about labels every time I open the wine bottle. Every time, I don't think I've ever opened a wine bottle and thought, this is a bad idea. You always think, this is a pretty good idea. It doesn't matter when it is. So I've written a poem called A Corkscrew is an Instrument of Optimism. Even though it turns out that's not necessarily the case. So, each label warns about the dangers of drinking and driving, drinking and being pregnant, drinking and operating heavy machinery. As a man with a white-collar job in a neighborhood bar, I feel a sense of security when I read them, which is stupid. Since a short list of my wine-related injuries would include punctures and piercings, cut lips, cut hands, cut feet, contusions from popped champagne corks, twisted ankles and knees from slipping on spills, pulled muscles from opening bottles. Perhaps each of these may have been avoided if the label had contained cautionary notes, such as, warning, if container breaks, don't pick up the pieces with bare fingers or toes. Or, caution, using this product to make mulled wine may result in levels of intoxication high enough that subsequent vomiting causes internal and/or spinal damage. But there are also other injuries, multiple embarrassments and humiliations I've suffered and inflicted. A litany that ranges from bruised feelings to broken friendships. Could these have been prevented by the Surgeon General? What if there was a warning about trying to kiss strangers and other people's spouses? What if there was a statement, caution, truth may not be as close as it appears? What if the labels clearly explained how drinking can lead to speaking too much and too openly? That effects include the temptation to undress yourself and others. That there may be the desire to uncover carefully covered desires. In short, that it may reveal what probably should remain hidden. One problem is the bottles simply aren't big enough for all the necessary admonitions. So perhaps it would be better to require people to have a license to drink or undergo training, some type of drinker's ed. We also could carry alcohol insurance, which could cover accidents from spills to pregnancies. Or maybe the best solution would be to simply wrap each bottle in a waiver that must be signed before the cork is pulled. A disclaimer certifying we understand the diverse dangers involved in drinking, the almost infinite risk in being who we are. And I'll read one more poem here about, well, what should be labels, because I really think there should be labels at the library. I think the library is a fairly dangerous place, and if they were honest with you, they would label things. So this poem is called If Librarians Were Honest, and it comes with a quotation from Benjamin Franklin. And he talks about how he worked hard, but sometimes he allowed a book indeed sometimes debauched me from my work. And I love that verb, debauched. If librarians were honest, they wouldn't smile or act welcoming. They would say, you need to be careful. Here be monsters. They would say, these rooms house heathens and heretics, murderers and maniacs, the deluded, desperate, and desolate. They would say, these books contain knowledge of death, desire, and decay, betrayal, blood, and more blood. Each is a Pandora's box, so why would you want to open one? They would post danger signs, warning that contact might result in mood swings, severe changes in vision, and mind-altering effects. If librarians were honest, they would admit the stacks can be more seductive and shocking than porn. After all, once you've seen a few breasts, vaginas, and penises, more is simply more. A comforting banality. But the shelves of a library contain sensational novelties of Malcolm X, Marx, Melville, Merwin, Millay, Milton, Morrison, and anyone can check them out, taking them home or to some corner where they can be debauched and impregnated with ideas. If librarians were honest, they would say, no one spends time here without being changed. Maybe you should go home while you still can. Thank you.